Back once again. We're talking about how people don't really understand what they're looking at when they're looking at stuff, especially movie fights. We got the foil here. We're gonna talk about something. Most people don't understand what a historically accurate or a martially accurate sword fight would look like in movies. Most movies, sword fights, especially European, like HEMA based, like something like with a rapier, you should be stabbing about as much as you would with this thing. You can't actually cut. Yes, actually stab, because this is a purely stab thrusting weapon, and you can't actually cut anything. It's my fencing foil. But using that thing as a sport fencing, classroom fencing foil, as I would call it, because indoor, I pretty much bind all indoor styles to classroom styles. The classroom fencing foil is 99.99% thrusting, while your common rapier is probably about 90% thrusting. That's just numbers that aren't really that accurate, but they have just great hacking fights with them. Like they were using this thing right here, and this also is actually a thrust-centric sword. But the blade shape makes it thrust-centric versus chop-centric, but it still can deliver some chops. But yeah, and there's also like two reasons for this. Some of people do what is purely stage combat for movies, and none of it's anything. It's just looks cool, and there's no basis for any of it. Then there's like adapted. There's people that like know martial arts, and they like adapted their martial arts. There's like adapted movie martial arts, and that's what you get in movies. But most people, they'll see a sword fight, like they're so good. Alright, it does take a certain amount of skill to wave a piece of metal around and not cut yourself with it. But also, most of those people already, at least the people that have adapted martial arts into film, most of them are already skilled martial artists, and they're adapting what they have learned. And it's my personal opinion that we could just go without the small adaptation to make things flashier, because with modern camera technology, we could catch every little bit of the juicy action, and you just leave it to the like real good fencing, just really good, and sword fencing with really good katana fencing, really good longsword fencing, everything, man, because just go straight back to the sources for all of it. Just all of it. Don't even play it up. Just go straight to the source material, no further. Most people probably wouldn't even know the difference. 99.99999% of people probably wouldn't even notice that you changed nothing, because they're not exactly observant like that. They're just like, because they're not even looking for the sword. They'll think about how cool a sword fight was, and maybe tell the friends, cool sword fight, then it's gone. Yeah, it's food for thought. Well, everybody, I'm out of here. That didn't work. Let's see if we can get it with the mic this time. Yeah, mic press. Mic press isn't working.